Lastly, let's look at the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula, there is a technical equation which some of you would prefer to use, which is down here. There are just these steps though, so we'll go through both. Let's take the points. Let's use 0, 0 again. And I believe it was 5, 3 we used last time. Okay. To find the midpoint between A and B, what we want to do is first find the midpoint horizontally. We already said that this distance was 5, so halfway in between will be at 2.5. Vertically, the distance is 3, so halfway in between is 1.5. That means our midpoint lies at the ordered pair 2.5, 1.5. Now the other way you could have done this is using the midpoint equation, in which case we take our two x values, 5 and 0, we add them together, divide by 2. We also take our two y values, 3 and 0, add them together and divide by 2. We still end up with 2.5, 1.5. Some students may prefer the technical equation for this one. It is a bit easier to remember than the distance formula, but knowing the idea is still important. Why don't you try example 3 on your own? Take your time, pause the video, and resume when you're ready to check your answer. For example 3, again we want to plot our points. Always make sure that you have a well-labeled Cartesian plane. If you don't label your axes and number them, no one who looks at your graph will know what you're talking about. We'll want to plot our points. A is at -1, 2. And B is at 3, 5. Again, we construct that right triangle. We already knew that the distance here vertically was from 2 to 5, so 3. Halfway in between that will be just 1.5 up from 2. So that halfway point is at 2 plus 1.5, which is 3.5. That's halfway between 2 and 5. Now let's look horizontally. We want to know halfway between -1 and 3. That will locate at 1, meaning our ordered pair for the midpoint is 1, 3.5. Now if you use the midpoint formula, you'll find the same solution. We take our x's, 3 plus -1 over 2, and our y's, 5 plus 2 over 2. We end up with 2 over 2, 7 over 2, giving us 1, 3.5. The same answer that we saw above. That does it for section 2.1. Make sure that you've taken good notes on these in your notes for tomorrow. That way we can jump right into the more thought-provoking, deeper problems.